I'm TV6 meteorologist Eric DeBroca, and here's your latest Weather on Demand forecast. Well, what a day it was. You would not even know it was December. Temperatures in the low 50s across Iron Mountain, and even in the interior UP, we had upper 40s to near 50 all across the Banana Belt. Escanaba and Manistee, 49 for highs. Even Marquette's Lakeshore, 45. Slightly cooler, though, in Houghton, 41 there. Mid-40s off in the western UP for highs. But then we had a weak cold front. I put that kind of in air quotes because it was more or less just a shortwave trough, which means not a lot of energy associated with it. But what we did see was that the winds shifted from the south to the north now, and that means things cooled down, especially lakeshore and areas that have calm winds. That allowed temperatures to tank. Here's what I'm talking about. Low, even mid-20s across this very cold corridor, where we sit at 24 degrees from Iron River, 27 from Iron Mountain. Mind you, the high of the day in Iron Mountain was 51, so we've already dropped, 24 degrees there. Still warmer off in the east, mid to upper 30s at the moment. But this is exactly why we're cooling things off. Very clear, very cold as well. Check out the almost full moon. It's certainly a pretty one. The morning snow and rain that we had now departing well east into Canada, east of the Sioux, where they saw just very light precip earlier this morning. Main weather headlines heading into really the latter part of the weekend into next week. Enjoy Sunday. No coats and ditch them for one more day because, man, you're really going to be needing them next week. As Sunday, temperatures running 10 to 15 degrees above average, but winter definitely is coming here. And possibly a fourth headline would be, yep, you called it, windy. Once again, very windy, but this time very cold in addition to the winds, where we're talking about wind chills with these very strong winds, possibly breezy conditions on Tuesday, and we need a wind advisory. So stay tuned for that. But we need something to dislodge this Arctic air, which is exactly what's going to be happening here the next several days. We're going to have a big change in our jet stream. Here's our current watches and warnings all across the United States, at least most of the states, where we have a winter storm watch for the Arrowhead of Minnesota, where they could see 8 to 10 inches of snow by Tuesday, and that's the beginning of our weather pattern change as well, Tuesday. All kinds of advisories there. Blizzard warnings also in Colorado. Winter storm watches, warnings, and winter weather advisories. So here's how the current map looks like now. Relatively calm for much of the country, but now we see evidence of the changes beginning to take shape. This giant U already starting to form across the west. That's where a very strong piece of energy is diving southward from Canada. And that's going to allow over the next several days why there's so many warnings, especially for the mountains there in the west, because a lot of Arctic air is going to be spilling southward, really from the North Pole. It will moderate some just a little bit, but still, we're going to be facing the coldest air of the season so far. Closer to home, we did face this very weak front, now moving off to the east, and its low-pressure system, which brought us at precip, also moving offshore. Now for your forecast here for the rest of the night, clearing skies is the trend, and a relatively cold night in store for us. But notice how the clouds come back from west to east throughout the day on Sunday. So the sunshine in the morning will be short-lived, and by tomorrow night into early Monday morning, we'll be talking about rain showers. So for tonight, quiet, calm. Temperature spans from 22 to 32 from west to east. Winds pick up though, and yes, that is already the trend for cooler air is coming. Low 40s across the west tomorrow, but mid to upper 40s in the east, and that's where we'll see our warmest conditions with more sunshine there. AM sun giving way to afternoon clouds. Your TV6 extended forecast now. Take Sunday and run with it because Monday turned into, well, a rainy and kind of crummy day, but we'll trade that for warmer temperatures. Mid to upper 40s once again on Monday. Then it turns very windy and very cold. Tuesday, 30 for a high, and yes, that is an early morning high. And dropping from there into the late morning, afternoon, evening, we continue to fall into the teens. Wednesday, barely getting back to the low 20s. Thursday and Friday, likewise. Several areas, by the way, won't break 20 degrees both of those days. But very cold shot of air coming with lake effect snow for the west and then also northwest wind snow belts.